Well, hi and welcome to Jim's Radio Shop, where I'm working on this Philco 91A 221 radio, and I've pretty much got it working now. It needs to be tuned up and a few other things should be checked on it, but it's working. And so now I'm about to have some fun, and that's with this part here. It's this part. This is the shadow meter. I've just got it strapped on here temporarily because I've already removed the screws earlier to take a look at it. So I've watched the video and read some comments about these things. I've never worked on one before, so first thing I had to decide is, am I even going to attempt this? This one has an open coil, and I read a number of people talking about having a lot of trouble winding the coil and then not having success afterwards through, I think, weak operation was their complaint afterwards. So I also learned about the magnet that's in here, and back in the 30s they didn't have magnetic materials developed like we have today, of course. And the magnets get weak. When they get weak, the coil just doesn't drive the little vein in there properly. So let's take a shot at it and see what happens here. I decided I'm going to go ahead because I think the people who might have, and I hate to say this, but they might have rewound it without knowing about the problem with the magnet. So I've got to separate these wires here. Let me get it on camera first, just to make sure I get a good shot of those two wires coming up to the light. I wonder if one of them is grounded. It probably is. So let me just check. Now I'm just going to nip this guy here. And should be able to. Oh, I put these. Whoops, sorry. Put these screws back in here. I just leave the base up here for now. Okay, sorry about that. So we're gonna, there's the vein under there, which you want to be very careful with it. A piece of glass in here too. And that would be the coil in there. I think that warrants a very close look before we do anything. Okay, now there's two tabs down in here. They're very close to the vein. So I've picked this particular tool here because I can get a grip on the tab without too much risk of hitting the vein. Set this right down here. There we go. Let's see if I can get the other one here. There it comes. There we are. Now I use something a little bit stronger. Okay, that should come off now. Ah, there's a third one. Funny, I didn't see that. It's right under the vein. Okay. Oh. No sudden movements, please. There it goes. Okay, there we go. Okay, now it's going to come off. Ooh, there's the coil. Doesn't seem to be much holding the coil onto these two pieces, and obviously the magnetic field of the coil is conducted down these two pieces and down inside here, and presented in such a way as to cause this guy to turn. Shouldn't fool with that too much. Don't fool with that. So we need to get this guy off of here. Yeah, can't see much of anything holding it on there. No, there isn't. Nothing much holding it on there. Go. Put this out of the way here. Let's take a good close look at this coil. Let's try my helping hand here. See if it's really helping. Sorry about this. Just see what the problem is. Let's move that. There we go. This is the gizmo I'm trying to set up here, by the way. That just about it there. Okay, let's look at this coil. Okay, I'm particularly curious about something here. After looking at it for such a long time. That'd be these guys here. So here's the main lead wire coming in. I really get the impression, oddly enough, that this one travels through here to here, and this one travels through here to here. So I find that a little bit curious. And the lead wires appear to be wound under some of these outer windings. I don't think that's a tape or a coating or anything like that. I think that's just wires, and then they must have soaked this thing in something. Probably varnish of some sort. Because it's rock hard. So that may have just been a technique for securing the wires. So if you did tug on these, you wouldn't be tugging on these guys. Now these guys, that really looks like a solder spot there, doesn't it? So this must be the lead wire coming through and then soldering down onto the coil wire. The coil wire, both of them seem to be coming out of the center of the coil. They almost appear to be in contact with this metal center part. The thing I'm curious about is can I get continuity at this point? That would be the question. I hate to do some big precarious rewinding thing for no reason. Meter is checking out on me here. That's pretty convincing that there's nothing there. That's pretty convincing. So I gotta get all this stuff off of here and then wind a new wire on there. I can make my own method of connecting to these lead wires, although this method's pretty interesting. It's particularly effective because they soak this in something. And the gaps that would have been in there, you know, where the wires go over top of the lead wires, those spaces in there would have been filled with this compound, whatever it is that they put in there. I hope it's nothing too poisonous. Not very likely. Just looks like you know, shellac or whatever. Okay, I gotta get the coil out of there. Now, my choices are heat this thing up and kind of goo it out, or just leave it nice and solid and go hacking away. My concern would be breaking these end pieces. That's, so I don't want to do that. If I jam something in here and fracture it this way, I could just fracture these things right away. I don't know that they've got any. Ooh, do you hear that? That didn't sound good. They're just getting in there and hacking away. And deeper inside it, it might actually be even more solid. I might get a little ways down and really start having a hack. Could heat it up. That often softens stuff like this. You know, it can heat it up. If nothing happens, nothing's been done. No harm, no foul, isn't that what they say? Okay. This is my heat gun here. And we're going to give this guy a heater upper. Okay, we'll let that heat for a bit. Should have done that in my my vapor hood. Okay. Can's a little warm. Let's take a look and see if we see if that did any good at all. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rig something up good for my magnifying glass here. I can't be doing this kind of stuff all the time. So much as it doesn't work that well. pretty warm. Didn't soften anything up at all. Wouldn't want to make it any warmer than that. I mean, once you get up too hot, you can't handle it anyway. Could Dremel through it a bit. Could Dremel a cut through it this way. And try to pry it after that. I don't know if I can get a Dremel tool really in there. Looks like I could Dremel it on an angle. I'd say we give that a go. Okay, we're all set to do some work here using this Dremel tool, and I'm gonna cut through these as best I can through the wires here, and this gives me a good chance to cover some safety things without using power tools. Now, this is not comprehensive by any means. It's just a few things I just want to kind of show you. So I think the first one is, if you're going to use something like that, you need something like this to protect your eyes from flying stuff. So I'm just gonna put them on here, so I have the goggles on, and then just to be absolutely safe. So now, another thing about doing this kind of work is that there could be dust, and I think it's probably a reasonable safety concern. So for that, you can use something like this, which are pretty good. You use them and throw them away. And I think this is what I will use. But you could also choose to use something like this. Okay, which I'm gonna put on here. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Yep. Oh my God. Okay, what should I? Gotta get the clip right here. Okay, now, once you get it on like that, you're gonna have a pretty tight seal here. Can't let any air go through. Oh, okay, yep, I got it on now. It's pretty good. Well then, for this kind of work, especially because it's kind of noisy, then you need something like this. So I'm gonna, I don't think I need to wear them, but I'll put them on. I'll put them on right now. Okay. Now, I got the filter on, and I have the head sound pieces on, and I got everything on here. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm having trouble hearing me like this, so it's a pretty hot day here. It's hot. Okay, we better hurry up here. I'll turn this on. Oh. Okay, I get in there. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna
more thing. I have a exhaust pipe here, just a vacuum here. I gotta plug the vacuum in, and that's gonna help suck away some of the dust. Okay. Everybody ready? Here we go. Okay, now it's gonna be pretty hard for you to hear me. I have to get it a little closer. I don't know. Wait a minute. Yeah, we need something like this too. Okay, here. Okay, here. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, that was a pretty... Okay. Well, let's just see what we ended up achieving here. Okay. That was a bit of fun. Now, let me put a screwdriver in there and twist. Wow, that's... Holy smokes, I didn't realize how thin this wire was. Look at that. That's a big problem. Look at it. Ah, it's like hair. Holy smokes. No wonder people have not had a look at this. Doesn't want to come off. So I'm running into where the leads are. Doesn't look like the leads cross. Looks like they just are brought close together right in here. And this is
I'm gonna have to go get some wire to do this. It's just like people were complaining about. Oh boy. Well, now I got some good working space. I can kind of get in there. Wow. I wonder what their success rate was themselves in making these coils. But you know, that I guess that would be one of the secrets that other manufacturers, well, maybe not much of a secret, but the other manufacturers maybe didn't want to attempt something like this. Philco figured out how to build something like this, and they were unique, and so they had a unique product, which of course was beat out by the Magic Eye. Okay, we'll just find out what I didn't buy. My X-Acto knife, I put it away. They're gonna be. Let's get rid of a few things here. It's getting a little jammed up on the workbench. Well, you can see what I'm going to be doing here. I'm just going to be picking away at all this wire. So wow. Still not a lot of wire on there. And I just broke the form. It's just going crazy. Hey, look at that. The other side just came off too. Maybe it's a good thing. is that the same side? Look at that. Yeah. There's really no compound down in this. It's all the surface treatment. You wouldn't want to say this was impregnated, and that's probably maybe would be less likely to fail. I don't know. I don't know what to think. Because, there we go. Pretty much had to get the end off that form to do this. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, if you're going to do one of these, this is what you're going to be in for. Looks like there's some kind of insulation, of course, between the coil and this metal piece. Probably just a little bit of paper. There it is. Well, I'm not a very happy camper here. I basically destroyed that coil. And I got no idea how I'm ever going to rewind that. Holy smokes, that's just... Let me just compare. What was I going to compare? I was going to compare something. Oh yeah, the wire. So this is number 36 gauge wire. And okay, I know it's out of your view. I'm going to use the powerful magnifying glass. Get a good look at it here. Okay, so I stuck it on the Scotch tape, or the masking tape, rather. Oh, it's thinner, but is it that much thinner? Under the magnifier, it doesn't look that different. Let's try measuring it. Okay, what are the chances that we can measure this? Okay, so 13 there on the weight, and I'm 3 off the 0, so that would be 10 thousandth of an inch. 1,000th of an inch. So this guy, try the same thing now. And he's coming in about 12, about 9,000th of an inch. Oops. My instrument doesn't zero the same place all the time, so it's slamming it. Yeah. So they're very close. The insulation on this wire, I'm going to guess, is heavier than the insulation on there. We have to put it right under the microscope, and I don't have a good enough microscope for that. That's for sure. So, anyway, that's very interesting. I'm in a bit of a quandary now. From what I understand, people were talking about on the internet, 36 gauge is about as thin as people can handle successfully. And I got one guy saying he just filled her up with, I'm pretty sure it was the same wire, 36 gauge. And it worked for him. So I gotta go away now. I gotta think a little bit about how am I gonna remake this coil that I just disasterized. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the safety demonstration. I hope you don't take me too seriously on all that stuff either. So I'll see you again soon. Bye.